Okay, well, thank you for logging on today from all of us here. We do appreciate that. We are here today. Location, Ree Street, the premises at Muthers, and that's with MU and not MO, which I've put MO many a times and scratch your head why I can't get it to come on the internet. But enough about me for today. We are here for a special interview with one of the up and coming rappers. I do believe and feel it's going to be a great year for this gentleman. I've just heard one of the tracks of his EP. We might see from a few questions about the EP, but it is Low-Key Existence.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Believe it or not, this is the first time I've been here today. I want to know, before we get on the interview, you practicing here before? You've been here many?
First time.
First time?
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah, for me.
Okay, so the first time for me as well. So we got to shake hands. Debutantes in Muthers. For today, I want to talk to you about your early years. You know, your early years right up until your pursuit of music, and just some of those leisures and activities you like to participate in when you're not actually thinking about music. Maybe you are thinking about music 24 hours a day, but you know you do have to have other activities. You do have other activities.
A lot of pace.
Oh, okay. Okay then. So let me start off then. Also, I want to talk to you about your rap name, your moniker. Obviously, Low-Key Existence and its spelling.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a short while. So I want to start off then with you. Now, thinking back to your early years, who would you say from your family has given you the greatest support in laying the foundation, sowing the seeds for you to pursue music?
Yeah, I would say probably my sisters gave me my most support, just because she would share my music. She would, well, not so much share, because obviously back in the day it was just like, you know, you stood there with the keyboard, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was kind of like, oh, my brother's wrote a song, I'll come and check it out. You know, nowadays obviously it's a bit different. You know, I can send it to her, and she's yeah. So I definitely say my sister.
Big up your sister.
Big up my sister.
Is that older sister or younger sister?
Oh no, I'm the youngest.
Are you the
I'm the youngest.
Youngest of three.
Yes.
Okay. In my case, the oldest of three. So now, when your sister got that keyboard, describe how you actually felt at that time, if you can remember back then.
Well, it's funny because I actually spoke to my sister on the phone today. I was like, sis, when did you actually get your keyboard? And it was actually surprisingly quite early. So I was, must have been about 3. So really, it wouldn't mean anything to me at that point. It was. I suppose. I think it was like about 6 years of age when I finally, because obviously she used to play for my uncle, doing obviously Elvis songs, you know, having a bit of a sing-song.
She was a big fan of Elvis?
Yes. Oh no, my sister was. It was just my uncle was. He was a massive fan, so she you know, learnt the Elvis songs for my uncle. So, yeah.
Return to sender. But when she got the keyboard though, was it for a specific celebration or something? Was it?
I think she just wanted one. Yeah, she just wanted one, and she started learning, and she got really good at it.
Yeah. But cast your mind back though. Can you remember the type of brand that it was like?
Yamaha.
Yeah, well,
I don't know the model.
No,
I just remember Yamaha. That's it.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've got a Yamaha keyboard myself. Tried to learn very poorly at that. So obviously you got to play the keyboard. You become familiar with that over the years. But then you decided to take up the guitar. So what's the story behind your introduction though to the guitar?
See that again, my sister and a friend, and yeah, he had the guitar, and I went around because I used to hang around with my sister quite a lot when I was younger, and I think it was when I was 15 at that point, and she introduced me to a friend. He was playing the guitar, and he was like, "Do you want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." You know, I didn't know chords and all that, so I remember when he showed me the first song, it was Wonderwall.
Oasis.
Yeah, Oasis. I love Oasis now. Yeah, he showed me Wonderwall, and then he goes, go learn this over the weekend, see how you do. And I remember coming back the next day, and I reversed some of the chords, like playing them a different way, and then added a few new chords that I didn't even know, and made a whole new track out of it.
You kind of reconstructed.
Yeah.
Reconstructed the track. Oh, wow. Okay. So over the years, then you've obviously picked up on Wonderwall. Was there any other tracks from Oasis that kind of caught your ear that you wanted to kind of deconstruct and reconstruct?
Don't look back in anger was obviously another song of theirs that has got quite a few chords. So yeah, I liked more complex.
Rather than simple kind of.
Yeah.
Why is that though?
I suppose because my mind's complex. What's it? Is it Don't Go Away as well?
Okay, don't look back in anger.
Don't go away.
Okay.
Say what you say.
So not only are you rapping, you have a dulcet tones for a singing voice.
Not anymore. I used to.
You shouldn't be modest. You should. Okay, so during your teenage years, you battled with depression. What would you say were some of the factors that actually helped you overcome the diagnosis? Because it is now 2023, and you're sitting there, and I'm sitting here. So I assume whatever happened, you have overcome and congratulations to you for sharing the interview with us today. So what were some of the major factors?
I mean, I obviously just focus on the day ahead. When you have a bad day, what you do, you got to learn to reset. You need to step back from the problem, give your head a bit of a rest. So if you're in a position to have a 5-minute nap, have a 5-minute nap, you know what I mean? Just a quick reset. Cold shower, man. Cold showers work wonders. It's very hard to do, and if you can't breathe, man, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But yeah, if you can last like a minute in there, yeah, it's a good way to refresh. But I wouldn't say that I'm fully over my depression. Every day is still a struggle for me. I still pace around the house now. So yeah, I just get through each day. So that's why I'm here today. I got through today. Tomorrow's in the story, but we are here and we're celebrating now with this song.
So if somebody was logging on to this interview and felt that their life has a similar narrative to yours, what kind of what kind of motivational speech or talk you would tell them? What kind of tips would you say would you give them?
Don't give up. It's so easy to give up. I would say get through the day. As hard as it is, get through that day, because tomorrow you could be on top of the world. So always step back from that problem. If you're feeling like everything's coming down at you once and you can't breathe, you can't think, close your eyes, step back, just breathe, man, just breathe. It don't last forever. You will have your days where you feel again back on top. You just got to keep fighting for that, because it means everything, man. It means everything when you fight through. So
that's good words of advice. Breathe, step back. Take those cold showers, maybe?
Then cold showers, 100%.
Those cold showers.
I know it's hard, to get out. I find it hard to get out, if it wasn't for coming here today, I would have literally been stuck at home and I'd be looking out the window and I wouldn't be going past my driveway, So I know it's hard, but when you get the chance, go outside, away from the public if you have to, go for a nice walk. That's another thing what I do.
Good therapy. Therapeutic.
Yeah, definitely.
How many miles are you walking now?
Oh, when I do get out, I it's one of them. When I get out, I get out. I can walk for miles and miles and miles. So I don't calculate. I just go. Yeah, and then when I come back, I'm shattered, but I'm glad I did it.
So when you're off walking now, is it the silence that you enjoy, or do you go with a pair of headphones and
visual? Yes, headphones and visual. See, I look at the world. Whether it's run down or whatever, the streets run down, I still see beauty in it, So every piece of architecture has got a story behind it for me, So that fills me. I suppose that fills my soul, with beauty in a way.
So talk to me now about your rap moniker, aka low-key existence. Now, it's a funny spelling on the word key in your name, so tell me about that and why the name low-key existence.
Okay, I mean, with low-key existence, I needed, you know, it's kind of like I needed people to find me, you know, so yeah, that's why I went for the 3 instead of the E in key. And yeah, the name for me, it means like low-key is just how I feel I've lived my life, and I can imagine it can relate to a lot of people, especially during the pandemic and stuff. You know, everybody's been living kind of low key. So yeah, me personally, in my life, I've been living kind of low key, away from everything. You know, and then the existence is, I've always felt my existence means nothing. You know, like it never amounted to anything.
At that time of your life, though.
Yeah, at that time of my life. So low key existence, living low key, and my existence felt non-existent.
Okay. So, talk to me then. You got the rap moniker. Well, when did you come up with that name, though? What
Not too long ago. It was probably during the pandemic.
Why change it?
Because the style that I used to do changed with the style that I have now. I've kind of like found myself, my voice again, you know, which back in the day I didn't really have. I didn't have a style, I didn't have a voice. And then low-key existence is I found myself now, you know. It's been a big journey, but I'm there, you know. I found my voice, I found my individual self.
I want to talk to me then about some of the compositions that you recorded in your early years. You recorded one called Mixed Emotions.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that one?
Mixed Emotions. It's kind of like a love song, really. Obviously, when you're young, you know, your mind's going through so much. You know, you think you're in love, and you know, obviously you don't feel like people feel the same way as you, and so like, yeah, it's just, you know, you sound somebody like you love them, and you know, they don't think it's true, and you know, it's kind of like that, really. It's just a love song, you know.
So did you, obviously the composition Mixed Emotions, and did you?
That was on keys.
That wasn't, so so it came first as an instrumental. Did you put the words on top of it?
Yeah, I was just playing around on the Yami, my sister's Yami. Thank you very much. She borrowed me one day, and yeah, first time I ever got to play the keys. And yeah, I made a song that day. I started writing. Yeah, it was a good time.
So you also had an assistant helping you on that day, though. But borrowing your sister's keyboard, you do Mixed Emotion. But was there somebody else in the kind of the entourage that helped you bring Mixed Emotions out in the writing or the production of that?
Obviously, there's always something behind a song. Yeah, there was somebody obviously at that point, but yeah, I think yeah.
Okay, another composition. I saw this one on YouTube. Your Timberland t-shirt.
Yeah.
Other brands are available. It's called Game, and which came first, though? Game, Mixed Emotions.
Mixed Emotions.
Mixed Emotions.
Yeah.
And then,
I was a lot younger with Mixed Emotions.
Okay, so how many years? What's the duration of time we talk between?
I mean, Mixed Emotions, I probably wrote when I was, I'd say about 12. Like I said, I was going through that my state, you know, I didn't know what things meant, you know, so yeah, early love and all that. And yeah, the game, I think that was probably when I was about 17, 18.
Because you're on the guitar on that one?
Yeah.
On the guitar. So, do you feel more confident on the keys or the guitar?
Guitar.
The guitar?
Yeah. I've spent a lot more time on guitar, so I feel like I'm more developed on the guitar. But if you was to put a guitar in front of me now, I'd be like, do you know what? There's a better guitarist in the room than me. So, you know, I'll be passing over and I'll just do the singing and rapping.
So when was the first time you took to the stage to perform in front of a live audience?
Oh, okay, properly, or
Properly. We'll go properly.
Because I was performing, right? You know, like years ago when you used to have the recorder.
At school, wow.
Yeah. So I did my first ever gig. Yeah, this is the first ever gig. So I went to a place where my auntie worked. It was a pub called the Miners Arms.
What area is that?
That was Coventry. Yeah, Alderman's Green. And I got the recorder, and I learned about 3 songs on it. I was only little, come on, yeah. And they put me on stage, you know, and put a little hat down for me. And I did these 3 songs, you know, I'm there shaking like that. But I earned about 57 quid it was. Yeah, £57.
And that was that's a lot of.
It was back then. So I remember using that money, you know, spent it on Christmas presents.
Wow. You had a good Christmas on that in that year then.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I felt good. I was young lad, and yeah.
So then after performing, so then that's your first memory.
First stage
performance. And then as you're getting older, then what would you say then would be the what would you want to call it? What do we call it? The more professional.
Yes.
Professional.
I would say my first. I mean, I did a show at 3 Tons, which was probably City Centre, Coventry City Centre again. And I did a full set, live set with guitar set then, which had sort of like love and then / hip hop songs. So I'd say that was probably my first proper gig. Then after that, I think I got put into a competition. It was in South Coast Idol years ago? It was a bit like Pop Idol, you know. And then I think from there, yeah, kind of my career for music kind of picked off when I was younger. From then. And
how did you feel emotion-wise back then for that first professional? Were you nervous or confident?
Confident. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It's always been I always say this. I'm alright when I'm on stage. It's just you gotta get me on stage.
that kind of fall in between, yeah. But once you're on there, you feel like you're a different person.
Yeah.
But it's getting you there. It's getting you.
I said you're gonna have to drag me on stage. Once I'm on there, I'll be alright.
And how did you feel? Obviously, when you're performing, how did you feel the audience perceived you?
It's the one thing that I'm fortunate to have. Every gig that I did back then, I had a lot of people connect with my words, and they would come up to me after the gigs, the shows, and they were saying my lyrics to me back. You know, and it's an amazing feeling. It's absolutely amazing. It's good because I don't just get like a younger crowd. I was getting people in their 70s listening to my songs. You know, and some of them were obviously my hip hop songs, and they're coming out and they're chatting to me about my lyrics. I'm like, oh my gosh, you actually were listening. You know, for me that takes a lot of time to listen. You know.
So when you're writing though, are you coming off the top of the dome, or do you discipline yourself that you must write it on paper? I mean, how do you?
Oh well, yeah, it was all on paper back then. So I'd listen, obviously start playing around. Once I found something on the guitar, a nice little loop, and then I just keep playing it over and over and over again until I pick up the odd words, and then that's it. Once I get them words going, you know, it just goes through then.
Okay. So, what do you feel influences you writing now that didn't influence you as a teenager? Because you're now in your 30s.
Yeah.
You know, so there's obviously a gap from then and now. So what do you feel influences you writing now that didn't in those early days?
Well, I mean, you know, the technique changes so much because obviously the more you mature, the more complex your rhymes become. It's like you could look through one of my songs and think, oh yeah, no, that just means this, but there's so much, it goes so much down the rabbit hole as you think about it. So yeah, I like doing that, like Logic and stuff like that, you know, Eminem, people that like to use double entendres, you know, and yeah.
Many different meanings.
Different meanings.
Different meanings. What's your connection to the rapper Elro?
Elro. it's quite an amazing feeling actually with Arrow. Arrow, we sent my beat over to him, Picture Me Productions, and yeah, they got me in touch with Arrow. I'll be honest, Arrow, if you're listening, I didn't know who you was back then, obviously, but man, I've got so much love for him. Then I started looking at his stuff, and I was like, do you know what, this man's been through so much, and I've got a lot of respect for him, a lot of time.
I mean, I was watching some of his material on YouTube, obviously the material with the beard now, because there was some when he was very young, but obviously he suffered a lot of, well, what I'm hearing through the rhymes, a lot of anxieties. In your career, in those kind of early days, well, though, you were gaining traction. The audience perceiving you quite well. You know, so you got the many generations liking your music, but you decided just to step away from the limelight. Why?
Around the time that I suppose, was in the limelight, like you said, I was in the papers, on the radio. I was getting my gigs, and my daughter was being born around that time, and I just thought, you know what, I need to be there really for her, especially in the first couple of years, you know. So yeah, I backed away from music. Obviously, I still wrote, you know, but yeah, just backed away. And to be fair, I wouldn't have done it any other way. I still wouldn't do it now. I would have done the same.
Fatherhood first.
Yeah.
Fatherhood first.
Family first.
Family first. So talk to me now then, because I'll just take a little sip of this. About, talk to your leisures and your likes. Now, you're a fan of Wycliffe.
Oh yeah.
What is it about him that you like, or is his music? And were you or are you a fan of the Fugees?
Okay, Wycliffe. So in my household, there was a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, so you had my mum with her reggae music. My father, he had like Frank Sinatra, Elvis, the Rat Pack, and you know. My sister was like happy hardcore dance, and so like high tempo music. And my brother was the rap scene, you know. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have to find something here. Like all these avenues are being kind of taken. So I kind of like went my R&B, and I suppose Wycliffe is kind of like R&B-ish, you know. But I don't know. I liked his realness in his music, you know. Especially if I was president.
Yeah.
If I was president, yeah.
Is it you?
I get elected. Was it Sunday? I can't remember anymore. It's been. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to watch it again.
So you're picking up on Wycliffe on his lyrics, or because he plays guitar as well?
Yes, he does.
He plays the guitar. Are you picking up originally the guitar or the lyrics that are coming from?
The lyrics. I mean, the guitar. I'll always appreciate guitar music, especially when like Wycliffe, the way he used to come in at the end of the song, he's like yeah. So I appreciate the lyrics and the music, but obviously Fugees, absolutely quality.
Lauren Hill. Where is she now? What's up?
I have no idea.
Lauren, if you're out there, log on and listen to this interview. Wait, you're also a fan of Neil Young?
Oh yeah, Neil Young, yeah.
You ever seen him live?
No, I haven't, unfortunately. To be fair, I would have loved to have seen him in his prime. Obviously, but I wasn't born.
Anyone's got a time machine out there, they're all renting for the day.
Oh yeah.
But I'm interested with Neil Young though. Now is that guitar playing or
his uniqueness?
Or the uniqueness of it?
Yeah, see, it is. I'd say his guitar style was so complex. You know, it sounds easy to the ear, but until you start picking that, try and get them patterns down, because he kind of changed it. Every single time he plays it, he has a different elevation to it. It's so complex in his guitar strumming, and then, like I said, with his voice, because he's high pitched, uniqueness.
Uniqueness. Now, if you had a golden opportunity, let's pick. Let us say Glastonbury. And two big artists are about to play Glastonbury. One, Beyonce, and the other, Alicia Keys. And they both are interested in you supporting them, or actually doing a few tracks with them, but you can only go with one of them. So who's it to be? Are you gonna disappoint here? Beyonce or Alicia Keys?
See, I'd go Alicia.
You
I'm
go-
sorry, I know a lot of people go Beyonce, yeah, but I'd go Alicia. Just because I like her music. So.
And what are some of the tracks of Alicia Keys that you like? That some of the people logging on there may not know, but they might. Once you kind of sung or give us a few of the songs that she's recorded, they might go, "Oh, is that what he was talking about?"
But you see, now if we had that time machine and went back, I'd have another female artist to the list.
Okay, who would that be then?
Aaliyah.
Oh, rest in
Yeah.
peace,
Yeah.
Aaliyah. Where did you see Aaliyah first? MTV or?
Believe it or not, I actually saw her on the film Romeo and Mustard.
Okay. Oh, we've not Jet Li.
Yeah, Jet Li.
Jet Li.
Yeah. And then I can't remember what was the film she was in. She was in 2 films.
Okay.
There was it DMX as well?
Oh, look.
That was Romeo and Mustard as well.
Another
Yeah,
rest
they
in
were all
peace.
rest in peace. man.
Rest in peace. Okay.
Amazing.
So we'll go for Alicia
Oh, Aaliyah.
and Aaliyah
Yeah.
and
No, Aaliyah.
sorry because Aaliyah.
Sorry, Alicia.
Sorry, Alicia. Okay, then so Aaliyah on that one. Then.
I mean, who would you pick?
The three of them?
Yeah, out of them 3 now.
I'll have to go Alicia.
Alicia Keys?
Yeah, because I saw Alicia Keys live. You're looking about 2005. Songs in the A minor was her debut album. She was at the NEC. Look, it's not like call that now. What's it called now? Resort World or something like that. And I thought she was absolutely fantastic. But just got the once to see it, and it's always stayed with me. But I have read her biography. That was last year. Talking about working with Jay-Z, with what's that? New York. With the song New York.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah, and she was a tomboy kind of original there. But you are also into Tupac and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
So who take priority there?
Tupac.
Tupac, and why?
Just because it's poetry. The way he writes, obviously to ruin us again, but his storytelling, it's just phenomenal. That's just hands down now, yeah.
No contest there.
No contest.
No contest there.
I mean, I think I listen to a lot of artists, and I still go back to his, and I listen to all his different albums, and I'm like, what he did with his time. I think it looked up the other day. It was like 700. I think it was like 720 songs or whatever it is.
Okay.
In that time frame.
Prolific. Kind of very good.
That's amazing.
It's almost like similar, Prince maybe. All these. So what are we saying? There's still some undiscovered songs maybe from Tupac that are yet to be unearthed.
Oh, I don't know. Obviously, rest in peace as well. Yeah.
Mr. Tupac.
Yeah. No. Maybe some people have still got some songs just
lying around on.
Yeah, laying around that they're trying to keep, but to let the legend sort of live on.
I mean, I used to like.
Well, obviously DMX.
Oh, do you know?
Who was you?
I'd say I like the song. Dear Mama was always.
Yeah, Dear Mama.
Dear Mama and.
How Reason.
Yeah, but California. Is it
California Love.
California.
With Dre.
Yeah. You a fan of DMX as well then?
DMX, oh yeah. DMX.
DMX, what was it the kind of dog icon that he used to kind of.
I just loved his back.
But you're also a fan of that's the group that I saw back in the 90s. You're a fan of Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
Okay, so just pick who you lean towards in I've lost count how many members over the years.
Oh yeah, no. See, there's one that a lot of people don't talk about. Obviously, they talk about Inspector, RZA, Jizza, but there's one that people don't talk about, and his name's called Shaheem.
The Rugged, not Shaheem, the Rugged, but no.
He was the youngest member of the Wu-Tang Clan at that time, and he was good. He was good. Yeah, if you ain't heard it, look him up, Shaheen.
So he didn't get much limelight then, was he?
No. But he kind of broke through a bit more later in the years, but it was mainly when he was younger that he stood out for me. Because I don't know, his uniqueness, you know, and he fit well into the Wu-Tang as he grew older. For me, it didn't sound as appealing, you know, probably because he grew up as, you know, but yeah, I respect him from when he was younger.
Okay. So pick another one then from the Wu. We got Shaheen.
Well, I used to love him, Inspector.
Inspector Deck?
Yeah, Inspector. Method as well.
Okay, he went on to do lots of movies, Method, no?
Yeah.
Did a few movies over the time. Actually, because I know you were.
I can't remember quickly. Who was it that was it Samurai? Thingy Samurai. Afro Samurai. I think it's either Rizzo or Jizza did like it's like an animation anime. And how did you say that?
Animation.
Yeah.
Animation.
Anime though, isn't it?
Anime.
Yeah.
Anime, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, and they did all the music for it. It's I don't know much about that anime, but I tell you the music's fire. Yeah.
Because you're a film lover as well. You enjoy it.
Yeah, I love it.
You love movies. Okay, so imagine then tomorrow I'm gonna have a relaxing day. Well, not just me, but someone comes and says, I'm gonna have a relaxing day tomorrow, and I'm gonna sit on the couch, eat popcorn, and I want you to recommend me 3 films. Let me binge on these 3 films in the day.
What do you want? Do you want comedy, drama,
any genre.
action?
I'm a flexible guy. Any genre. Just recommend me 3 films.
Well, I mean, if you haven't watched it, I can imagine a lot of people watch it by now. But obviously, Shawshank
Redemption.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing film. I've watched it so many times, and I still go back to it. I'm like, do you know what? Yeah.
Okay. This was a Stephen King story originally.
Was it?
Yeah, a Stephen King novel where Rita Hayworth or something. When it was a Stephen, you know, which is kind of people wouldn't actually think Shawshank would be in the realm of the work of Stephen King because he
Alright,
sure. So we got Shawshank. I'm gonna watch that. How long's that now? Shawshank maybe 2.5 hours maybe.
Yeah. But it's, I mean, you got your popcorn, you know what I mean?
Popcorn, that's it.
And plus you got the pause button if you need to, you know.
That's it, yes. So I want two more films for my binge day for tomorrow.
Ooh, okay. You know, I like. I would say, if you kind of like a little bit of action and stuff like that, do you know what? If you ain't watched it, Gridlock. That's the Tupac one.
Two-part one.
Tupac, yeah.
Not James Belushi, that one.
No, that gang with it.
So you go for Gridlock. We can do Gridlock next second. So Shawshank first. How long is Gridlock?
Gridlock's pretty much standard now. You know, like about an hour 45 minutes. So it's not as long, but it's you got. He does a bit of MCing on there, you know, Tupac, and it's kind of like poetry. It's bringing out his poetry form in it. So that's why it stands out for me, you know, it's a bit of uniqueness watching him do that. So yeah, that'd be the one I reckon. A bit random that was. And the third one. Man, I'd make you watch the see, you can't just watch one, you see.
Oh, this is a trilogy of films.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
you have to go Lord of the Rings, mate.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I know you probably don't like fantasy, but you're going there, mate. You're going there.
I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy at the cinema, but to this day I've yet to see The Hobbit.
No. See, a lot of fans were disappointed with The Hobbit, man. I've watched them, but no, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Ian McKellen. Was it Ian McKellen? I think Peter Jackson did the director. So all 3 of them.
Yeah,
so
you can't watch just one.
No, so the trilogy, Lord of the Rings. I've got Shawshank Redemption, and I got Gridlock, and that's almost set for tomorrow.
And think about it. You got your Shawshank, so you got your sort of drama-ish, you know. And then you got your Gridlock, which is a bit more actiony, sort of ish.
Yeah.
And then you got your Lord of the Rings fantasy. There you go.
And actually, if I'm casting my mind back, I think maybe each of those Lord of the Rings movies were at least nearly 3 hours long.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking at.
Your whole day.
I'm all set up for tomorrow.
I've got to get up early, man.
I get up early, do my exercise, sit on that couch, popcorn all day. That's thanks for those recommendations. And if anybody out there, you know, get on. If you've never seen Gridlock, which to me I've never seen actually Gridlock, but I've seen Shawshank, and I've seen the whole of the tradition. So I think you're gonna make my day tomorrow. Talk to me then before we're out of here. From what we're saying now, the C-19 pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Where everybody has to be in lockdown. Then you're fortunate because you made it out of the lockdown. I'm here.
Yeah.
The crew is here. Some other people were unfortunate; they didn't quite make it out of the pandemic. What strategies did you put in place to overcome these 2 years of global health?
Well, it's kind of hard one because for me, it didn't change nothing. Because in my head, it was normal being indoors. It was normal keeping myself away from people. So the only difference the pandemic brought was I saw my kids and my wife, which was a bit weird having them home with me, you know. Other than that, yeah, it felt normal. It felt normal for me because, yeah.
Did you get closer as a family then?
I mean, it felt good for me.
Yeah.
You know, having my kids and my wife there. But even though my wife was obviously still working from home, and the kids were obviously doing schoolwork from home, they were upstairs. The only thing what it did do was it slowed my music process down because I couldn't record anything, you know.
Okay.
So because obviously they're working away, and I'm like, I can't do nothing. So
frustration.
yeah, a little bit. But other than that, it was fine. It was, like I said, it was nice to have them there. It was, you know, and then obviously after, if we went back to normal, me, I stayed the same.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, everybody's out enjoying life again, and here's me sitting at home and pacing and fighting with this in my head.
Yeah. So, one more question then.
Okay.
Now, you're obviously maybe mixed emotions or game. You're kind of revisiting some of your old material to kind of reinvigorate that world, and you got an EP coming out called Life Ain't Bliss.
Yes.
Were any of those previous tracks from yesterday feature on that EP that we were kind of discussing off air?
We were thinking about it. I ran it through Big Productions, and I was thinking of bringing one, and then that would have been Game. But I'm still on two minds. To whether to slot it in there or not. Just because the new stuff that I'm doing, the story that goes in, I just don't know whether it fits fully in, you know. Because again, my style has changed. I think to elevate one of the old tracks into what I am now, I just don't know whether it'll go.
It feels strange.
Yeah, it does. I tell you, I go over some of my old tracks here, I'm like, oh my gosh, did I sound like that? You know, I've been sending them to obviously Picture Me Productions, and I'm like, yo, this is what I sounded like. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, I know.
So you can look back and kind of feel humorous about the styles and the development. You know, you don't cringe.
No, because the words again still mean something. Whether my vocal has changed over the years, got more mature, a lot more sharper. The words were still powerful. That's the only thing that I bring now. The words. I try and fit it into my style now.
So it has been a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure.
Existence. When's the EP? Is it out already?
No. So it should be coming out within the next few months. So stay clear for that. Stay tuned in. Go to Picture Me Productions on YouTube and keep up to date. We will be dropping the video which you saw earlier and the track on Spotify. So if all things go to plan.
Well, I've got my fingers crossed for you. I think it's going to be a good year. So thank you for logging on today. This is Derrick D and Low-Key Existence and Picture Me Productions signing out. Thank you. Ta-ra.
Take care.